Hello, everybody. Sorry, I don't speak a word of German, so I will speak a little bit English right now. Before talking about my composition, I want to say thank you to the musicians. Thank you to the team that we have worked on a lot here in Japan, and thank you to the people that is behind the scenes for this to happen. You know who you are. Like, you have been helping us a lot with this, and I'm really grateful to be here. So my name is Julián Orlando Ferreira Rondon. I'm from Colombia, from South America. Right now I'm living in Japan and I'm studying about Gagaku. I've been in love with Gagaku since, I don't know, more than 14 years ago or so. And I'm a musician, composer, I do a lot of stuff, and sound has always been a source of meaning for my life and for things around me. So I will talk a little bit about this piece. I have many pieces that are untitled, that I don't want to put a title. That's because when I was researching about traditional music of Colombia, of the native people of Colombia, in Cauca region, which is a really difficult region there, I've heard from a person that I respect so much. He started researching about this music more than 40 years ago or so, that actually those communities didn't have names for the songs. There were no composers, or there were no people who knew who composed the music, or even the names of the pieces. And I thought it was like a really Western thing to put names to the pieces, to put a composer on the piece. It was more important for those people to keep the sound alive, to keep the tradition alive, to keep those flutes sounding, you know? And I have 12 pieces that I'm rotating all the time, that I put untitled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I find a title and I put untitled 4 becomes title piece. And that untitled 4, then it's a new piece, and I'm rotating those kind of pieces. And this is untitled 2, but it's not actually the second one. There are many untitled 2s for this piece. I wrote it in Hyojo mode. Hyojo is one of the 5 essential modes of Gagaku, let's say. Every mode has a relationship with nature, with the seasons, with the elements, like the Chinese traditional horoscope elements. And this Hyojo is for Aki, for autumn. Aki, autumn. Is for autumn, right? But right now it's not autumn, don't you think? Well, actually, it's autumn, but in the south. Yeah. So I'm from the south, you know. So that's why I decided to write it in this Hyojo. Okay, from this. I did this piece because I love it. I don't have any more explanations why I do these untitled pieces. I don't want to put too much, meaning into these kind of pieces. I've done pieces that they have deep meanings of why they're made, but this is just because I love to do it and because it gives meaning to my life. So this is Untitled 2. How are you, Sophie? Mother?
Give me 30 more seconds.
Okay. Okay, じゃあどうしよう。どんな話? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll play Gaku Biwa. I will show you a little bit about this instrument. I suppose everybody knows about lute instruments and instruments that come from the Middle East, actually. That are, how you say, I feel this instrument is very important to me because most of the traditional instruments from Latin America are descendants of the oud, which is an Arabic instrument that went to Spain and then became guitars and many other instruments, and then they traveled to South America. But actually, those instruments travel also to the Silk Road. And they traveled all the way to Japan and became, this instrument, which is Biwa. This is the most ancient iteration of the Biwa. There are many types of Biwa in Japan. This is called Gaku Biwa, but there are Satsuma, Chikuzen, Moso, Heike, and many others type of Biwa. And what I love about this instrument actually is that when I play, I feel at home, And it's so weird to say that, especially being a Latino, feeling at home with an instrument that is so foreign. And I think we as musicians, we work on something really important, and it's about connection. we don't feel connected sometimes with these ancient sounds, but actually they're really connected to us in many ways. Most of these instruments come from Middle East or from other places in the world, so it's a really international kind of orchestra, Gagaku. You see the duduk is related to the oboe or to the double reed instruments. And also the shō is actually like harmonica kind of instrument. The mechanism is really related to harmonicas and to accordions. You know, these kind of instruments that are really German. You know, like they have this connection. You know, and I feel we have to work as human beings, especially in these times, about things that connect us rather than things that separate us. You know? Yeah.